So today we're going to look at teaching your dog the middle position. As you can see, Twinkle's already offering it. So quite simply, all middle is middle. Your dog coming and being between your legs in a stationary position. Good girl, good middle, good, yes. And whilst it can be quite a fun thing to teach, it can also have a really practical application as well. So for instance, if you're out on a walk and there's a jogger, a cyclist or a horse rider coming, you can use that to get your dog quickly under close control. If your dog's a little bit nervous, maybe of unfamiliar dogs, and there's a dog approaching you, again, you can put them in this position where they can feel quite safe and secure. And in this day and age where we have a lot of dog thefts, again, if you saw somebody that you didn't like the look of when you're out on a walk, putting your dog into this middle position can be a really good place to keep them safe and sound and under control with you. We can also use it, Twinkle, middle, down, good girl, as a way of placing our dog down. For instance, if we want to leave them in a stay, we can set them up exactly where we want them to be. So whilst middle is a great command to teach your dog, it's not for all dogs. You really need to think about the size and breed you train this for, because whilst it might be fun when they're a puppy, is it still going to be that much fun when they're an adult? Good girl, yes, good. So it's a really straightforward thing to teach. Doesn't take long at all. Obviously Twinkle knows it already, but I'll show you the basic steps. So what I usually do, start with a bit of food, drop a bit of food behind me so the dog walks behind, then lure the dog, Twinkle, into the position and reward. Good girl, yes. At this point, we don't use the word, because we don't want to use the word until we're sure that the dog is going to come into position. Otherwise, we'll devalue our command. If you use a marker word, such as yes, or you use a clicker, you can use that when the dog comes into position. So again, all we do, get a little bit of food, drop a bit behind me to move her away. Twinkle, yes, and then mark it, good girl, while she's there. Good girl, yes. Once she's done that a few times, then we could start to add our cue word, middle, or whatever you want to call it, as she comes into position. Twinkle, middle. Yes, good girl. And once she's got the basics, we can then start to build duration. So staying in that position. And we do that simply by continuing to feed her. So she learns that remaining in that position continues to be a rewarding place to be. Yes, good girl.